2018's The Death of Superman proved to be a generic addition to DC's lineup of direct-to-DVD animated movies, failing to add much to a story that had already been told before in both animation and live action. The good news is that its sequel, Reign of the Supermen, carves out its own identity. Unfortunately, it still doesn't measure up to the best of these animated adaptations. Picking up 6 months after the events of The Death of Superman, this film explores the rise of 4 new heroes in Metropolis: teen clone Superboy, armored hero Steel, the ruthless vigilante known as the Eradicator, and the mysterious cyborg Superman. Can any of these newcomers fill the void left by Superman, especially as a threat even greater than Doomsday looms over Metropolis? Reign of the Supermen provides a reasonably faithful adaptation of the 1993 comic book storyline. Most of the changes are made during the climax, allowing the film to better fit as part of the ongoing DC animated movie universe. In the end though, 90 minutes still isn't enough to do justice to a story with so many competing characters. The film only pays lip service to the central mystery driving the original comic book crossover, which, if any, of these heroes is the real Superman. It seems to lose interest in characters like Steel and the Eradicator fairly quickly. Had the film focused squarely on Superboy and Cyborg Superman, the narrative would have been much more streamlined and focused.
As the new head of LexCorp Global Security, I qualify.
There's a sense that characters like Steel and Eradicator are included because that's how it was in the comics, not necessarily because it's what this adaptation demands. And in its attempt to juggle so many subplots, the film never excels in any particular area. One thing these DC animated movies can be counted on to provide are strong action scenes. There's plenty of that to go around here, whether it's rival Supermen butting heads in Metropolis or multiple heroes joining forces to battle a potentially world-ending threat. These movies have never stood out in terms of animation style, but at least the scope and intensity of the action makes up for that shortcoming. It's also worth mentioning that the film ends on a fairly strong note. The final shot pays great homage to Superman movies of years past, and the post-credit scene sets the stage for the next big chapter in the DC animated universe. In that sense, Reign of the Supermen functions better as a piece in this continuously growing puzzle than it does as a direct adaptation of the source material. Reign of the Supermen is a squarely middle-of-the-pack addition to DC's ever-growing lineup of animated movies. It's definitely an improvement on its predecessor, The Death of Superman, focusing on the part of this story that hasn't been told and retold ad nauseum. But even so, it often settles for being a rote adaptation that fails to achieve the emotional resonance needed in a story about a world mourning its fallen hero. Its appeal is mostly superficial. Thanks for watching. For more movie reviews, check out what we thought of Glass and Aquaman, and as always, be sure to follow and subscribe wherever you like to watch IGN.